Good evening, kids. In today's lesson, we are going to study the game between the two computers, ROFCHADE, rated 3,498 versus 4KU 2,995. Right now, there's a computer championship, and those games are marvelous to study. So I'm going to show you this game, and we're going to learn the attack. Look. Pawn to e4, I'm sorry, d4, d6, knight f3, and knight e6. Okay, there are people they like to play this way to develop the queen side first. Now, d5, knight takes, and e4. Okay, let's see this position. It's clear that white has a little bit space in the center, right? And there are two double pawns here. But what is really great in this position is this idea that white plays f4. I really like this move, right? Yes, the double pawn is going to disappear, but what's happening is that white is going to develop the pieces very fast. Queen d6 and queen f3, protecting that pawn on f4 and helping the bishop to recapture. Bishop d7, pawn takes, queen takes, and bishop f4. All right, the queen is attacked. Rook d1, queen goes to b6, and pawn goes to e5. Okay, white already has a very powerful center. Pieces are, going towards the black king. Black king is in the middle of the board. And from this position, this marvelous attack starts. Bishop to g4, okay? It looks like queen and the rook are trapped, right? And, when I was looking at this game live, it happened just a few days ago, and I'm like, wow, what's he going to do now? So queen g3, giving the rook on d1, takes, and king takes on d1. So now white sacrificed the rook for a knight. But look what's happening. This king is in the middle of the board. Right? It's going to be attacked. Now, you may say also the white king is in the middle of the board. Yes, it is. Very interesting attack is happening now after queen b2. Look, it looks like black is winning, right? But queen e3 check and d6. This is an important move because with the d6 you don't allow black bishop to get into the game, right? Not to go to b4, and now you trade. Well, the king is even weaker at this moment, so it's possible to attack. Of course, if you want to attack, you have to bring other pieces, right? You need to bring bishop and the rook. And let's see how the computer is doing that. Queen d4, king c8, and here king d2. Excellent move, king d2. Now, why is this move so important? Well, it's protecting the knight. That's first, but also it's coordinating the pieces, right? So now the rook is about to get into the gap. Queen a3, look at this one. Knight a4. The idea is to go to b6. Otherwise, the queen is going to be traded, right? You don't want to trade the queen in this position because you need a queen for the checkmate. If you get into the endgame, you are going to lose. So knight a4, b5, check, and this is a very important moment for this game. Look, knight can take the rook, and how many of us would just do that immediately? Capture the rook, and you say, well, you are going to be in a position where you have a rook and a bishop against the rook, right? So we would think, okay, we are piece up and we want to win. But here white plays knight d5 and keeps this knight on the board. So basically basically he wants to attack with those two pieces. King d7, queen b6. Well, pay attention how knight and the queen are working very well together. Rook b8, queen c7, and king is coming, right? Now, bishop to e2. Excellent move. Because if you take on d5, the bishop f3 is coming, right? So white's gonna checkmate the black. Rook c8, queen b7, king e5, rook e1. Look at this attack. Ooh. I would not like to be black in this position. King d4, rook d1. What a move. Right, so white is preparing to play with the with a rook on d5, right? So he wants to try to play like rook d5, d5, and king e1. Attacking move, king e1. You move your king and say, well, here we are. The attack is on. And after queen d8, capture on d5, and that's how the game ended up. I'll show you the end of the game here. Threatening queen a3, and of course black is giving the pieces because the checkmate. Right. So let's go back and see what are the most important moves of this game. We have to go all the way back when the bishop when the f4 is played. I think that's important move. F4 here, right? So white is playing f4. That's an important move. Then it's important when the bishop move to be g4 right here, like in this position. So white gave a rook for two pieces, like queen g3, takes here, and takes on d1. Right, so two pieces against the rook, but the black king in the center of the board. And then I also I really like this idea in this position. When knight b6 is played and not taking the rook. Right? I think so many of us would just grab that rook, right? But this idea of keeping the piece and just attacking, and then of course this is marvelous idea as well, the rook d1, like rook d1 here. The idea is to play king e1 and keep attacking the king. Right? So the black king cannot find the safe base, and of course after this move knight b4 also wonderful, and after king e1 the game is finished. Hey kids, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So today we studied how to attack the king. Now of course you can see this game by yourself and study and analyze a little bit if you want. You can learn a lot, how to keep the pieces on the board, especially this coordination between the pieces on the end, between the queen and the knight, rook and the bishop coming into the game. That coordination, cooperation that's happening between the pieces is so important for us to learn. Okay, have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.